This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Blessed Monday morning. Today is November 21, 2022, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in and supporting the channel. It's always a pleasure to see you and to hear from you. All right, and I hope you're going to have a productive and a safe day. Now, in presenting the news to you this morning, we go back to the parish of St. Anne. And I don't know, but it seems as if, in reporting incidents and so on, we've been talking about St. Anne quite a lot. What is happening in the parish of St. Anne? It used to be such a beautiful and safe parish, and I don't know for the life of me what is happening in the parish of St. Anne. I think maybe there was a time when I considered living in St. Anne because I just liked that parish quite a lot. So in the news this morning, it says that the police has upgraded a crash to a murder investigation. And just to give you an overview of what has happened, it says that a delivery man was, in a crash. So, the police and the fire brigade would have gone there. Upon taking him out or removing him from the crash vehicle, they realized that, he was shot. And not only that, he was shot, and then I believe as well that his truck, his goods were stolen. Guys, I don't know. I can just imagine that, like myself, I am tired of hearing these things. Us hurting each other. This seemed to be the thing of the day each time. Why are we hurting one another? When is it going to stop? So let's get into the story. The story says the St. Anne police are probing an incident that has been upgraded to a murder following a crash in Fitzpen in the parish early Saturday morning. The deceased has been identified as 47-year-old Dean Brown, a delivery truck driver of Seavright Drive, Kingston 11. So this gentleman is not even from St. Anne. Was it that, he was trailed there? What happened? Oh my God. So the story continues by saying it is reported that around 5:30 a.m., the police were called to the scene of the crash where they found Brown slumped over the steering wheel. He was cut from the truck with the assistance of the fire brigade. During the processing of the scene, what appeared to be a gunshot wound was discovered to the right side of Brown's chest. He was reportedly transporting food items to the western end of the island when the crash occurred. According to investigators, observations made at the scene suggest that he crashed into a utility pole after losing control of the motor truck. It's reported that following the crash, several items from the truck were also looted. So Real News Media TV family, you see what is happening. You see what I'm talking about when we talk about the prevalence of this crime and how easy it is for somebody to just decide that, okay, I'm going to hurt this person. I don't understand what is happening. It is a terrible thing, this gentleman delivering goods, he's working. And somebody just decide that, okay, I'm going to take him out because I want the goods inside. No, who are we? What are we doing? It's very sad. Condolences to his family and the friends, Anyhow, investigators have recovered some of the stolen items and they're urging residents in the community to cooperate with them as they seek to bring closure to the matter. So anyone with information, they say, that can assist are being asked to contact the Monique Police at 876-973-0451, Crime Stop at the 311, the Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. So, Real News Media TV family, let me hear from you in the comment section. What are your thoughts? So Real News Media TV family, moving into our next story, where in Victoria Town, the residents are angry at a mob killing verdict. Do you remember Shiftain Campbell? This gentleman was wrongfully accused of a robbery and was mobbed and beaten to death. And so apparently someone was held, a taxi operator by the name of Orlando Powell, and he was the one implicated in the mob killing, but was freed of murder last Wednesday. And so the residents are very angry. So sad. But let's get into this story. So the story says Patrick Matthias, brother-in-law of Shiftain Campbell, who was beaten by a mob in Mandeville and later succumbed to his injuries, said hearing news that the cab driver charged with his death was set free has caused him to relive the trauma of the murder. Matthias, popularly known in the community as Chike, said Campbell, 62, was everything to him. 6 months after the May 6 brutal beating along Manchester Road, Matthias says he still cannot come to grips with his friend and the brother-in-law's death. There's not a day where we not see each other. Right now, him woulda dey right here so now. Him woulda drive on right now, he said in the news interview in Victoriatown, Manchester. The charge against the Powell was dismissed after Parish Judge Monique Harrison found that there was insufficient evidence linking Powell to the murder. An angry Matthias said the community stands united in deploring the verdict. A justice of the system almost feel right there. You can't have a mob killing and then you go hold on pan one man and another one man dey pan the video. So me tell the people them say nothing now come out of it because there's no way one man can go down for a mob killing, he said. Matthias is perplexed to this day that no one could have intervened to break up the brawl and save his brother-in-law's life. So guys, you see, sometimes we have to be so careful, and then sometimes you don't see it coming because here's this man, an innocent man, a well-liked man, a respectable man, and he was identified by somebody, wrongfully accused, in fact, and everybody just went down, There was no one to really stop it. Yeah, that's a cause for concern. Because where do we go from here? Because it could be any one of us, just walking about and then somebody say, oh, is him do this? And everybody just move and say, oh yes, and they do what they need to do. And that's it. But, it's such an unfortunate situation. All right, so the story continues where it says, heartbroken Matthias walked away during the interview and started sobbing uncontrollably. Looking on helplessly and at our concerned stares, one of his friends said, he'll be all right, he just misses him. Pointing to a domino table in front of the shop, the friend said that Campbell would go there every night to play the game. Anthony Edwards, another man from the community, said that he and others felt cut up about the judge's ruling. He believes that justice has not been served. Well, clearly, justice has not been served because no one has been held responsible for the murder of this man. So we see that. So we feel the pain of the community as well because another innocent life lost, no one is being held accountable. All right, so the story continues by saying Miss Florence, another resident of Victoriatown, is also displeased that no one has been held accountable for Campbell's death. I'm hurt, man. I feel offended. Somebody must pay the price. That man not trouble nobody, she said of Campbell, who she has known for 5 years. As for Matthias, the verdict has opened up old wounds, leaving him awash with tears. He is also peeved about the sharing on social media of video of the deceased man's pocket being emptied by a thief. So guys, very unfortunate situation again, I can see why old wounds are being opened up because, justice has not been served. So Real News Media TV family, you have heard this one. Let me hear what you have to say in the comment section on this one, alright? So family, in our final story this morning for this newscast, 5-year-old among 2 killed in funeral drive-by. Why are we killing off our children? Yet again. I mean, I know sometimes the news can be so sad because of all these things that are happening that we have to be reporting. Look at this now where a 5-year-old, this boy should be enjoying his life, enjoying his childhood. But here we are, losing another of our children. It is really, really a sad situation. So this one says, a 5-year-old boy was shot and killed and his father wounded during a drive-by attack at a funeral held in Johns Hall, St. James on Sunday. Another man was also shot and killed in the incident. Dead are 5-year-old Tavoy Cummings and a 24-year-old man known only as ISIS, both of Church Lincoln in Grange Hill, Westmoreland. Investigators confirmed that the child's father was still hospitalized in critical condition up to press time. The boy's mother, who was also in the vehicle, escaped unhurt. So thank God for that, Thank God she escaped unhurt. Oh boy. Reports are that shortly after 3 p.m., the family was about to leave the funeral, which was being held at Johns Hall Seventh-day Adventist Church for Tumani Walters, who died in Grange Hill, Westmoreland on September 20. They were boarding a white Toyota Axio motorcar in which they had traveled to the funeral when men traveling aboard a motorcar drove up and opened fire at them. Tavoy, who was allegedly in his dad's arms, his father and Isis were hit. They were rushed to the hospital where Tavoy and Isis were pronounced dead, and the boy's father admitted in critical condition. This is the second St. James shooting incident in 5 days in which a child has been shot by gunmen while in his father's arms. So guys, you see how prevalent this is getting, because, there was a time when you would never hear of children being hurt like this. You would never hear it, but it seemed to be such a common thing these days. So guys, keep the children safe, keep them close to you, although, this child was close to his dad, still got hurt. We never know. What are the solutions to this problem? I'd love to know. I ask quite frequently, and I know it's difficult. It's difficult to find, the right answer to say, oh, this is how we fix it. But, we still have to try because we still exist. They say once there's life, there's hope. So my hope is that, one day all of this, can be rectified and we can have back the days in which things were easy going, neighbor love neighbor, friends love friends, family love family, and we all live as one. Anyhow, the story continues by saying prior to the Johns Hall shooting, a 9-month-old girl was shot and injured and her father killed in Hendon, Norwood last Wednesday. Sunday's double murder has increased the murders in St. James to 187 this year. So up to November 16, Jamaica recorded 1,363 murders, a 5.9% increase on the 1,287 registered for the corresponding period in 2021. So there you have it, viewers and subscribers, lives being lost. So condolences to the families and the friends of persons who would have lost their loved ones. I can only imagine what you're feeling, what you're going through. So Real News Media TV family, we have come to the end of the newscast for today. Thank you so much for being here with us. And do remember to join us later for additional news updates, alright? So do have a productive and a safe day. See you later. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.